You're considering moving to the 38 area, but you want a local's perspective on the pros and cons. We've got the video for you. I'm AJ and this is
Andrew.
And we're realtors right here on the Emerald Coast, and we have all the information for you so that you can be super informed on our area. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you get notified every time we do another video.
We want to thank all the new viewers, returning viewers, and subscribers for watching us and giving us support. We really appreciate that. We are getting calls, texts, and emails pretty consistently of you guys wanting to move to this area and having questions for us. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and reach out to us. And earlier is always better. A lot of people call us right at the last second as they're about to head out of town to come here to go home shopping. So try to get to us a little bit earlier if you can. All of our contact information is on the screen. Reach out however is best for you.
We're going to go ahead and jump into the pros. We're going to give you all the pros up front, and then we'll give you some of those.
Yeah, so you're going to have to stick around for those cons.
Don't go anywhere. You really want to know what makes living here horrible.
Yeah.
First pro is you've got everything that you need right here in this 19-mile stretch. I mean, you've got medical facilities, you've got amazing beaches, you've got schools, groceries, fresh groceries you can get from the farmer's market. So it's even like better for you. And everything is, since it's just a 19-mile area, you can bicycle or you can use your golf cart. If you're really into walking, you can walk. But, you know, maybe for your groceries, you might want something like to carry those on your arms. I'm one of those people that likes to carry everything in one load, like from the car. I'm not making 2 trips. Yeah. Okay. I'm carrying everything in one time. Yeah. So,
and then of course it's got all the other basics too, your shopping, your restaurants, things like that. And speaking of fresh groceries, big advantage of living here if you like fish is you can actually buy fish straight out of the Gulf, right as they're coming off the boats. You can actually purchase that. So that's good.
Yeah. Super fresh.
Which slides on very easily to our next pro, and that is the beaches. For those of you that are returning viewers, you've probably heard us talk about our beaches a bazillion times, but come on. That is the main selling point for being out here. Our beaches are amazing. We've traveled the world. We've seen lots of different beaches all over. And I don't think any of them compare to the pure pristine beaches we have here on 30A. So it's nice white powdery sand, the beautiful emerald water, the great temperature, the lack of, it's not so wavy that they're just beating you down. It's this nice kind of calm, very, very beautiful, serene beaches.
And they're not going to try to kill you.
Oh yeah, and they're not going to try to kill you. That's really good. Except, like, we do sometimes have sharks and stuff, but
sometimes,
most of the time they just leave us alone.
Yeah, they're pretty scared of you. They're not actually interested in hunting humans.
Yeah.
So yeah, but other places in the world with beautiful beaches, they get taken down a notch because they've got like invisible stuff trying to kill you.
It's not good.
Yeah. Coming in off of the beaches, we've got gorgeous homes. Oh my god!
Architecture out at 30A. Oof.
You get so many different designs and feels. It's like you travel through the different communities and you go from feeling like you're in the French Quarter to being in this like almost Grecian area to, cottages.
Spanish villas.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
It's just, if you love different forms of architecture and exercise, you can take the Tampucci Trail, and that runs the span of 38, and you can just check out all the different types of architecture and never get bored because they're always building out here too. So even with the minimal space that's kind of left, it's still being built up even further with different kinds of houses. It's awesome.
And our next pro is it is very close to Highway 98. Now, Highway 98, if you're not familiar with it, is the main highway that runs east to west in our entire area. And I mean the entire area from Pensacola all the way to Panama City Beach, and 30A is no different. So this makes it very, very easy for you to just jump on 98 if you need to go somewhere. You've got easy access. It's not normally too crowded or too much traffic, depending on which direction you're going and what time of year. Obviously Destin's got some good traffic and stuff, but for the most part, it's very easy to get out of town if that's what you're trying to do. If you're trying to go to one of the bigger cities around us, easy access for that.
If you don't particularly care for cooking like me, and you would rather someone else do both the cooking and the cleaning, then this next pro is for you. There is all kinds of fine dining on 30A.
Yeah.
It's just lovely. The food is so good. Most of these you're going to need a reservation, or there are a couple where you can't make a reservation, but it's still like super fine dining and it's first come, first serve. It's a real treat if you can make it in there. But one of the best parts is it's casual attire. So you're getting these amazing meals that you would expect to need to be in, your best outfits. And you can just stroll in your jeans and your flip-flops or, whatever you're wearing, because it is a beach town. Everybody's expecting you to go have a great day at the beach and then come on in and have some amazing dinner, because just because you didn't feel like dressing up doesn't mean that you don't deserve a wonderful meal.
And for those of you that like fish, I know we talked about this a little bit before with the groceries, but straight from the Gulf to your table, you can actually watch, there's several different restaurants, you can actually watch them bringing in the fish, and that's what they're serving you that day.
Yeah.
Now, our next pro, and probably my favorite one, is the people out here are amazing. And that's not just, hey, I live here, so I've got sense of community. It is actually a big difference. As a military brat, I moved around all over as a kid. And then again, when I joined the military, when I turned 19 or 18, I don't remember when it was, 18, 19. Point is, I traveled a lot. And the people out here are so kind.
Yeah.
Especially out at 38. They are very, very great, warm, just good people. Even when you're sitting at like the Red Bar or something and the person next to you and you just get to chatting, and they're just so nice. They're very open with everything, and it's just a really, really good feel. It's kind of like a small town feel, even though you don't really know everybody. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just went to a Christmas party actually last night with something like 30 women that I had never met before. We're all in this Facebook group, and I just needed more friends. Like, I just don't have enough, especially like female friends. This great sense of community is really important, that we women have people to lean on, and men as well. But, we're talking about me right now. So no one cares about you right now. We're talking about me. All right. Like Toby Keith. I want to talk about me. So but I went to this Christmas party last night. I didn't know a single one of them from in person, and I walked away with so many friendships. It was just, everyone was so nice, and everyone was just like me. They had never met each other before, and we were all just so excited to have that sense of community and just get to know each other. And that's kind of how I feel about 30A in general. Is just everyone just wants to be happy and feel that sense of community. It's really
that sense of community, that is a very, very good way to put it, because it's exactly how it feels. It's like extremely tight knit, and we kind of do that naturally as humans anyway, right? Like you kind of want your own little clique, and you're from this city and you get excited when you see somebody, but in 38 it is taken to a whole different level. It is a very tight knit community. Even though you don't know the people to your left and your right, it's like they want to help you, they want to take care of you, they want to talk to you, they want to get to know you, and it's so cool.
And our last pro kind of sums up all of the pros that we've already given you, and that's the lifestyle. So, it's urban, it's beachy, it's chic, you've got community, and all of that just comes in to show you this amazing quality of life and lifestyle of kind of being a little slow paced while having some of the best amenities in the world.
And on top of that, because there's so many different communities on 30A, they're all just a little bit different. So if you visit one and it's not your style, that urban chic that AJ was just talking about, and you want a little bit less of a crowd or a little bit more spaced out between the houses, you've got another beach town right next to it, right there on 30A, that is going to match that for you. So whatever your personality is, whatever, vibe you want or community you want, they've got it here.
Yeah, Dune Allen, the western and easternmost areas are a lot, bigger area, if you will, not so condensed, not so urbanized, if you will, even though the entire area is kind of urban compared to like Seaside or Rosemary Beach would be considered a touch more rural. None of it's going to be rural, but you get what I'm saying. Let's get into the cons.
The cons. We're going to go with the one that I always talk about first and foremost. And even though, a lot of people that have seen us from YouTube come over here and purchase later, they're like, that traffic wasn't that bad. I don't know what you're talking about. But that's what we're going to talk about, is the traffic. We have traffic here. It is nothing like a big city. So if you're coming from anywhere where you've got to do an hour-long commute every day to get to, this is not that. But for us, and for the lifestyle, for the community, for everything that it is a smaller area, it is, not as populated. It has slightly more traffic than you would expect.
Yeah.
And that is mainly due because of the tourists, which we love our tourists. There's nothing wrong with that. They help us out. They're very good for the state. They're very good for the economy. But it does cause a little bit of congestion, not just on 30A itself or scenic 30A, depending on where you're at, but also all the way leading up to Highway 98 a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Allow yourself a little extra time. Oh, and speaking of traffic, this is kind of along the same lines as when you are going through 30A, it is not going to be the same speed that you would on a highway. You're not going through these beach towns at 60 miles. Well, you shouldn't be going through these beach towns at 60 miles an hour. They are, 20 to 30 mile per hour limits for the most part on 30A.
And that leads us to our next con, which kind of feeds into that, which is tourists. So obviously with the tourists come that congestion, fuller beaches, fuller roads, longer wait times for your favorite restaurants, just all the things that, that the negative part of tourism can bring. But like Mongo said, we really do appreciate and love our tourists because we're able to live the lives that we do because of tourism. We don't have a state income tax. We have a booming economy, just so much that helps, that tourist financial part. A lot of our buyers are investors, and so they purchase down here and make tons and tons of money based off of tourism. So it's kind of a pro and a con, the tourism.
And for our next con is 30A is a little bit more heavily populated than you might think, especially during the tourist season, which is why it's so heavily populated. You've got this whole urban feel that they're going for means that you're going to have more homes in a tighter area. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's what gives it that really cool look and feel and the tight-knit community. I think it all just blends in with that, but it is something that you need to know because during the summer months, or really any of the tourist months, if you will, the walking trails, the bike trails are going to be a little bit more populated. Might not be a bad thing at all, but for some folks it might be.
That about sums up our pros and cons of 30A. But if you want to know more, maybe you want to see some driving tours, go ahead and click over here. We've got a whole playlist for you of everything that you could possibly want to know about 30A. And if you have any requests, maybe you don't see what you're looking for, go ahead and comment down below with what you do want to know. And we'll see you guys at the next one.
See you.